know Hollywood maybe couldn't write it, but maybe somebody should start working on the screenplay for it. As it's our player of the game, Nash Morgan, Josh's son, putting on a show tonight here under the brightest lights of Mississippi high school football.
What a nearly perfect performance from the quarterback spot, whether it was on the ground, like these clips and these highlights are showing, or through the air. Just a tremendous player in Nash.
311 all-purpose yards. Maybe 4 of those on the ground for rushing touchdowns, 1 through the air. He gets a late pick to truly, fully.
Come on in.
Allow the Vikings to be able to shorten the game and run out the clock this season.
But it is over. It is over. Hattiesburg did lose to Warren Central. It was a wild and crazy game for those who were able to watch it. 56-34. Warren Central wins their third state championship. I was able to go live on TikTok. I shared that link. I just hesitate to go live and to share it on here, the live stream on Facebook, the NFHS stream. But I did share it on TikTok, and I may look to do that tomorrow for the Gulfport game. And that is, I shared the link on here, and I'll share it again tomorrow. But on TikTok, because I don't know how many people would come on there to watch, or how many people cannot see it on Bounce statewide or not. But it is Coast High School football on TikTok is where I went live at. But yeah, Warren Central, I mean, it was just a crazy back and forth game to start with. Special teams is going to come into play and has come into play in every game so far in this state championship. Turnovers also. I know it's cold up there. It wasn't really raining during the game that I saw, but Hattiesburg, fumbled the ball in their opening drive. Warren Central scored 7-0, and Hattiesburg, 14 unanswered points, 14-7. Then Warren Central 14 unanswered points to make it 21-14. Hattiesburg scored late in the second quarter to make it 21 each. And then Warren Central got the ball to start the second half. They scored 28-21, and then they finally Hattiesburg did score to make it 28 each, and then Warren Central just took off with it, and Hattiesburg just made some mistakes, but still South State champions. I know a lot of people overlooked that at times. You don't win the state championship. They are 0-7 in the modern era. That is Hattiesburg in state championship games. They won in 1924, and they lost last year, and they lost this year, unfortunately, as Warren Central is celebrating on the field. I'm Matt Stats, Coach Football. Glad you guys can join me on a Friday night, and this will look to be the last live stream on Friday night. I know I said that last week after the South State championship games that it was the last one, but heck, I'm here to see who comes on tonight. As far as I'm not expecting any guests, no. If you want to come on as a fan, you certainly can come on as a fan. Let me know, and in fact, I could put the link up on this page, the new QR code. Let me see. But tomorrow, 3 games tomorrow. Or earlier, I'll tell you earlier. Columbia, 15 seconds left in the game. Kosciuszko Whippets against the Whippets. Columbia scores 15 seconds left in the game to win 6-0, their third title. The last one was in 2021, 1982 before that. And then, of course, here, Warren Central wins over Hattiesburg 56-34. Yesterday, Calhoun Wildcats win 14-8 to start the championship week off, or 3 days of it, over Simmons there. And they win their third state championship. That is the Wildcats. They are now 3-10 in state championship games. The Blue Devils did lose. They are 3-5 now in state championships. Tomorrow, the action will kick off. Let me post this here.
love one another. And I think that kind of speaks to the culture of
Well,
Central football.
tomorrow starting at noon, as I'm trying to do two things at once. If you have any questions, comments, please post them. It's what happens when you go live, and it's live, not Memorex, for those who are old enough to know that.
Back to the identity of the team. We even talked about it there with Jason in that great post interview of that kind of being a factor. Just try to pull away from Hattiesburg and play their game. Just be who they are. They kept believing in that, and over the 4 quarters, it played out.
So tomorrow at noon, please post your comments. And I'm going to, let me see, that right there, for those I see, there's at least 35 on here watching. If you want to come on, and you have to be, it's a G show, it's not cursing on here, even though we're mostly 18 of us here, 18 and older. That is a QR code. If you actually take a picture of it, or scan it, excuse me, if you scan it, as I'm doing with my phone here, that will, you can see in your camera, it'll say StreamYard. It will bring you in to this live stream. It will bring you into this live stream. So I'll keep it up there for, if you don't want to come on, that's fine. If you want to talk about Gulfport, talk about anybody in the state championships. Tomorrow, noon, Noxubee County, 11-3, Riley Lions, 13-1. I have Riley Lions winning it 31-27. We'll see how that plays out. It is a rematch from 2022 state championship from a 55-52 Riley win. The Tigers are 5-6. They've won. This is our 4th straight appearance. That is the Riley Tigers. They have lost 5 straight. The last 5 state championship games they played in, they have lost, including, of course, last year. The Lions, Noxubee County, 1-1 in state championships, winning in 2022, and they lost in 1995 to Armory at 3:30. Again, if you want to come on the live stream, that QR code right there, scan it, and it'll pop you right in to this live stream. I'll pop you to the green room in the back room. So that's totally up to you. I won't keep it on there for long, but that is an option. Hey, this is a fan-based live stream here on Facebook. So I appreciate everybody joining us on X, on YouTube. And again, tomorrow YouTube, we will do on TikTok, we will do a live stream of part of that game tomorrow with Gulfport. 3:30, East Webster Wolverines 13-1 against Heidelberg Oilers 12-2. Heidelberg defending state champions. They're 1-1 in the state championship. They lost in 2023, so this is their 3rd straight time as Heidelberg. They won last year. They lost the year before. East Webster 0-2. They played in 2006, 2015. They're 0-2 in state championship games. I have Heidelberg. See, people want to come in, and then they don't. And then they pop out. So that's how easy it was, Ken. See, you popped in. You type in your name. You don't have to come on camera. You don't have to put the camera on. If you want to come in and talk high school football about any game today, yesterday, about any coast team that obviously that 24 of them are not here in the state championship game. Gulfport is. But anyways, I won't be on for too long. And right now, there's no guest plan to come on here. This is a fan-based show. So you're a fan, you're watching this, be it on X, on YouTube, or Facebook. As I was mentioning, Heidelberg, I have them winning tomorrow. That's at 3:30 tomorrow to Class 2A. The noon is Class 3A. And then the final game at 7 o'clock is the granddaddy of them all, as they would say. Tupelo 13-1, Gulfport 11-2. The first matchup between each other. Golden Wave, Tupelo are the defending state champions. Admirals have never won a state championship. They played it back in 1982, and I know, of course, I had one fan, message me and say, "Hey, we won in 1977." It was, but again, I posted on the Facebook page the 3 eras of high school football, and before 1981, it was a conference championship, as I posted on there, and explains to you the 3 eras of it. So from 81 to current, those are state championships. And yes, Gulfport won 1975, I believe it was a Big 8 championship. So there was not designated, the MHSAA wasn't even formed then. So they played in 1982, that is Gulfport by Coach Pinnock. They left earlier today. I had a video of that on Facebook. Stream or go our timeline to see that. I played it earlier when they were leaving down the school with fans on both sides, and I'm scanning now to see if there was any video here that I can share on the screen. But certainly you can check the Facebook page for that, and hopefully everybody will be able to tune in tomorrow to Bounce TV. Again, it showed us on 13.2, but tonight it was on 13.6, and I have all the channels statewide, the radio, NFHS. You can pay a subscription. There's a code that I found somewhere, and I don't have the top of my head, but it's a 50% off. If you want it, it's $15 for 1 month. Put in the code, it's $7. And then you just cancel. You go in there and as I did, go in there and cancel the subscription, as I was given a code there. And speaking of code, that QR code right there on the top corner, if you put your camera up there to it, it'll bring you right into this live stream. It will bring you in the green room, and I can put you up on stage if anybody wants to come on and talk Gulfport football or not. Gulfport, I have, and I'll go a pregame show tomorrow. I look to have a pregame show tomorrow to go what I posted in depth about Gulfport. Can they win? Most definitely. I have them favored to win. Tupelo is a running team. They run the ball about 38 times a game on average. Last week against Oxford in their 21-20 win, they ran it 56 times, the most that they've run it all season long. Picayune ran it against Gulfport 59 times in that week 1, where Gulfport did lose, but they also had it inside the 5 and could have kicked a field goal. They went to keep the ball alive, and Nettles threw a interception at the end of the game. Picayune won. They also played the Iberville, a running team. That is Gulfport. So they are prepared. And speaking the field, hopefully the field is should be in good shape. It definitely should be in good shape. It'll be the 7th game played. That is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So as far as North versus South, it is all tied up at 2 each between the 4 games, with yesterday Calhoun from the North winning 14-8 over Simmons. Brookhaven with a slight upset, as those would say, except for Brookhaven fans. They played great ball, 31-19. They took out West Point, who was undefeated. Brookhaven wins their 2nd state championship. The last time was in 2004. They lost in 2010 to West Point. So congratulations to Brookhaven fans there. That was yesterday's game. So it was 1-1 North and South. Columbia, as mentioned, they win 6-0 with 15 seconds left to go in the ball game to beat Kosciuszko Whippets there. That is the Wildcats' 3rd championship. They won in 82 and 21. The Whippets are 0-3 in this modern day and state championship. Again, they won conference championships, or whatever they called it, 1929 and 1949. So they last played in the state championship 1996 as Kosciuszko, before they just played last night. And then earlier today, Columbia defeated them. And then the game that just got over was Warren Central versus Hattiesburg. I did have Hattiesburg winning by 11, but I also had Warren Central covering. It was a 9.5 point spread. I have them covering 9.5 point spread. So on the pin post I have on the Facebook page, I did get that right. I did have it, though, under the 69.5, but of course it was 90 points scored, 56-34. Warren Central again takes the win, their third state championship. That is Warren Central. So again, things to come for Coast football, just because tomorrow is the last day of state championship games with the 3 of them. The following week on the 12th, is that right? The 12th, 13th. the 13th, is the Mississippi versus Alabama All-Star game at USM. That will be on TV, maybe on Bounce. It's not on Blink. It's on TV. Put it that way. Or if you can make it to USM, that'd be great. That is in the 13th. The 20th of December, the North versus the South All-Star game at Milner Stadium. Of course, Gulfport just finished the last regular season game played at Milner Stadium. They look to have a stadium built at the high school next year. So they're saying that is the last game. So North and South will be playing on the 20th at Milner Stadium. That is the last official MHSAA football game of the year, is the next 2 weekends. So after this weekend, they still got 2 more weekends for the All-Star games. And congratulations to the All-Star players on North and South, the Mississippi Alabama game. To make it is great to be on there. So also, we have the Coast Record Book that will be coming out in January. Again, I formed that years ago and try to get all the records. This is 100% accurate. Probably not, because I can't go back to the start of football and then season records. And I'll post that in January, the updated record book. Again, like rushing yards, you need over 2,000 rushing yards to make a record book, and the other stats. But it's the rushing, the passing touchdown, rushing touchdown. It is not total touchdowns. It's total. It's sacks, interceptions, longest field goal. But I'll have that out in January, and then those who are waiting for the stat man, myself, the overall record this past year, not including the playoffs, the regular season, all come out with all 10 years of what the record was. This year, I think I set a record. I'm pretty sure that I did, as far as 82%. I was 139 and 31 for the overall record. That's picking every game with a Coast team that played in it. And that'll come out in January. So just because football ends there in December, there's always something that will be posted. Now, live streams may be a little bit different. We probably won't have many live streams coming out, but on Facebook is where you need to be. You're in the right place. And if you're watching this on X, again, Gulf Coast High School football, and if you see the QR code up here on the screen, if you want on here, as I'm fixing to be in the live stream, 10:47 here on a Friday night, the last live stream for Friday night, I look to come on pregame tomorrow before Gulfport comes on, and I actually look to go live on TikTok, at again, and I'll put a link to it on the Facebook page if you want to come watch that live stream. If you're unable to watch it somehow on any other way, on Bounce TV, but it's Coast High School Football on TikTok. So make sure you follow that, and appreciate those who joined us earlier. I was on live for that end of that game for Hattiesburg in Warren Central. So if that's going to do it, again, a lot coming up. These region, people ask about all region teams. As I mentioned earlier, had a parent ask me, hey, my player, did he make all region, for the whatever class it was, 5, 6, 7A? And I told him I did not have that information. It is not like the All-Star where they come out and say, these are the players for the North team, these are the players for the South team, the All-Star, where they make like a press conference or they send out all at one time. The region teams are different. When I've been at state championship games, that's where they release them. And I've seen handwritten pads of players, I took snapshots and shared it. But they give it to the team. The team knows what players have made the region. And so the teams, I've already seen, again, the Real Gazebo Gazette, follow them on Facebook. Hunter Dawkins does the HD Experience, the podcast. He has Pass Christian. He follows them most of it, but the school's over there. He posted Pass Christian all region teams. And then I've seen a couple other teams that are all region. So it's not like everybody that posts all region team. There's not one location. So once I get them, I share them. Some reason, that's just the way it is. The all region teams that make it. And I still don't know if that individual, the parent of that player, I haven't seen that class come out, that region or class come out with the all region team. So hopefully that'll come out soon there. As I was seeing a comment there about the state championship game. Again, we, being a Coast football, we support, we want the South teams to win. It is now 2 games each. piece. And we'll see how tomorrow turns out at noon. I do again plan to do the live stream, probably pregame, maybe 6:30 or so. And it's supposed to kick off probably around 7:10. Tonight's game didn't get started till about 7:30, so it's probably going to be later than 7:10 to get it start. But again, the QB's the code there, so I'm going to take it off of there because I'm fixing to be ending the stream. But hey, you can click it as I told you and join the live stream. We had somebody come on, but then they kind of backed out, so that's fine. Again, if you have any questions, comments, I'm here for about 4 more minutes. Again, Matt Stats with Coast Football. But what a season. I hate to see it ending, but Gulfport has made it to the state championship game the first time since Moss Point in the highest classification, which was 5A, was 2001 that Moss Point made it and lost in 2001. The last time that a team in the highest classification on the coast that has made it and won is the aforementioned Moss Point Tigers. They made it it was 5A back then, but they won it in 2000. They beat Clinton 45-15, and then 2001 they made it and they lost 34-0 against Starkville. So 2001 was the last time that the highest classification from the coast that a team has made it to the state championship game. So Gulfport, again, they match up well with Tupelo. I have them projected to win 27-23. And anything could happen. Special teams are going to play a part of it. They play a part of it in every game. Turning the ball over are the games that I've been able to watch. There's been turnovers every game. Special teams. Hattiesburg had a punt, went through the punters, he bobbled it and had to fall on it. So it's a matter of special teams. Don't try to overcoach yourself. Hattiesburg, down by 14 it was in that second half, and they went for it at their own 28-yard line, I do believe, inside the 30, put it that way, and they didn't get it. And then Warren Central scored again right after that. So they were just down by 14, and to go for that, I'm not trying to second guess the coach, but the odds are saying to punt it there. Again, don't try to overthink it, and be looking forward to all 3 games tomorrow with Noxubee County and Riley Lions starting off at noon, and East Webster against Heidelberg, and then Tupelo versus Gulfport. Next year, I don't know, I would assume the games are probably at Ole Miss. Next year they do rotate, even though USM had it for a couple of years. When it first started from Jackson and went to Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and then Ole Miss, and then USM for a couple of years. So we'll see where that is next year. But high school football is 365. There is no time off for high school football. Just had the early national signing day where you saw Cooper Crosby. Yeah, I shared St. Martin had players. All the coast teams, Pascagoula, had their players. Just check the timeline, and I'll reshare it as WXXV Ansley, and then Matt DiGregorio from WOX had the videos of those signing, and just life-changing for these players to move up, be it JUCO football. It's next level. I don't care if it's JUCO football nowadays. That's the best way to go at times is the JUCO football or D1. And like I said, a matchup tomorrow night puts oddly the number 1 player from Tupelo, running back, signs with Mississippi State. The number 1 player running back from Gulfport, Cooper Crosby, signs with Mississippi State. They'll go head-to-head in the state championship. We're at Mississippi State. So that is kind of an odd stat there. So, again, good luck to Coach Pennock and his company, his coaching staff, his 3rd season there at Gulfport to get them to a state championship. Of course, we had Poplarville and Picayune that were right there, and people were saying, yes, Poplarville was in this game tonight, that they would have, Keys would have scored 2 or 3 times, where that Columbia game just came down to 15 seconds left in the game. So again, a lot in store just because football ends. We still have a national signing day. We have coaches. We average about 6 2-7 new coaches positions each year. We are halfway there already here in the month of December. If you don't know, and I'll share it again later on the timeline, St. Stanislaus coach has stepped down. That's been weeks ago. Harrison Central coach King has stepped down from the Red Rebels after 2 seasons, and the longest tenured head coach, or was the longest tenured head coach, that is Coach Lewis Sims, has retired. He was there 15 years overall. He was at Moss Point for 3 years, so 18 years coaching. He has 30 years coaching experience, but 18 years he coached between those 2 teams and is retired, and that job has been posted, and we have shared that on our Facebook page. Of course, Brandon's looking for their new head coach. They had the interim coach. They still might hire him, but that was a lot of topic on that conversation there with Brandon looking for their new head coach. And people were saying, why don't they hire the guy that was there? I'm not sure of his name, but of course he did a great job after 8 games in to get Brandon to ride it up that ship and go all the way to South State. They did lose to Gulfport, but beating Osha Springs on the road, Oak Grove on the road, and then just falling short, losing to Gulfport. So that thing might just be protocol that they put out. They submitted to say, hey, who wants to coach a team, the paperwork. So we'll see there. But as far as coach football jobs, again, Rocker Charles, the Harrison Central Red Rebels, and Pascagoula Panthers are 3 new coaches. Remember last year, several new coaches job, again, around 6 to 7 per year is what we average. So we're there, and you're in the right place to get that. Yes, you see your comment already, but it's going to be a great game. If it's what I projected, assuming you're talking about Gulfport game, obviously, is 27-23 is what I have it. Weather should not be a factor. I mean, it's going to be cold. It's going to be probably in the high 30s, low 40s. I don't believe it's not projected to rain that I know of. Last weather report, we shall see. But it does look to be a great game this year. So yes, the 3 that I mentioned, like say last year, we had several of them. We had Jenkins went to Moss Point. I have a list of them from last year, that is, and we're already halfway there. We average again about 6 to 7. I've been doing this since 2005. This Facebook page since 2010. And it's every year. It's not surprising, some of these coaching changes. Coach French, was at Bay, Long Beach coach, a new coach last year, along with, like, say, Moss Point. So we may have to do a recap show at the end of the season or do stats on it, because some of the seasons these teams have had, with PRC, a great season with Coach Feaster, winning at Picayune winning their 5th straight region title. They're 1 now behind Stone, who won 6 in a row. Say Osha Springs stopped their region winning streak. Gulfport, of course, stopped them. Picayune still has a road winning streak. I have to check on that. There's some streaks that don't want to be mentioned. Unfortunately, we have to mention them, and we'll do that at the year-end recap as far as the most region losses there. And, Coach Quincy Patrick with West Harrison, Jordan Stapleton and Lazarick was just, they're just phenomenal players signing, to the next level. You have Hancock, Casey Cannon get an offer from Navy. I shared it on my timeline. I have so much going on. I don't think he committed. I think he just got an offer, which is great, from Navy there. Weather should be fine. Tupelo defense is more than. Yes, it is. Again, I have the stats that I ran, that I posted, that I'll repost tomorrow on that game. So Gulfport's defense, is stout. It mentioned, and that it happened since that Pascagoula game, that they just I don't know, stuff slowed down and went there. And I go more into the pregame tomorrow. What's that, Miss? What's that? Is it Godfather? Yes, they are. They have the best, and I shared that little clip of Media Day when Coach Pennock. In fact, let me see. Well, we'll see if we can. I said I was getting off here. Not like I have to work tomorrow, but let me see where that. I did post the condensed from Media Day. It's just over 10 minutes long. It's not the whole interview, it's just the highlights of it. But then I've been posting clips of it. So let me see if I can share this. Share this here.
Your personal message to your players as they chase that gold ball.
Man, be consistent. Be consistent. The 5 pillars of our program right now are this particular team is play with great discipline, have physicality, competitive edge, and we want to have ball security, takeaway, and play stingy defense. And if we do those 5 things, we're going to be a really, really good football team. As long as we stay committed to that part of it, we'll go as far as we want to.
What's your personal message to your players as they chase that gold ball?
Man, be consistent.
So yes, you did see all the clips. I appreciate that, Thomas. Like I said, he did say as far as who's impressed, and this was before the season started. This was that Media Day in August, I think it was. No, it might have been end of July, first part of August. So to look back, and for him to read, and then I shared the players, the 3 players there with Cooper Crosby and Nettles. So I appreciate you watching the clips there. And that's what I like to bring. I like to bring, informity, and this should be. I mean, we all should be excited. Coast football again. I have 25 coast football teams now with Christian Collegiate that moved up to 11-man football. So I do not favor one team over another, and we want all the coast teams to win. And so now we are behind Gulfport to get this win and have the coast show up there and make noise to be recognized. So yes, his 3rd year there, and he's had them at state. His first time coaching as a head coach, a state championship game. Coach Pennock. He's been on championship teams that made it to state. In fact, I don't think he's won state. I'm not 100% on that. Being a stat man, when he was coaching up north, I know when was it Clinton, I believe, that he was at, or Brandon, I forget where he was at. Before he went to Pass Christian and brought them their first playoff appearance, and then of course went to Ocean Springs, went to South State, and couldn't get past that until now with Gulfport. And they have a well-balanced attack there. That is Gulfport. Again, you can read the post that I pinned to the top of the page that has the stats breakdown and what they need to do to win against the Golden Wave Tupelo. They have all these D1, 17 D1 players with offers and all that. That's fine and dandy. Bobo, 26 touchdowns, and Jaden Hill, that's who signed with Mississippi State, 1,500 yards, rushing yards. Bobo has 1,570. So, what in the world we got is 100. Let me see. Where's Hunter at? Where I put you?
I'm still.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm still at home. I just got done with the delivery and Christmas of the past and all that, and I'm leaving in the morning, headed up to Starkville. So hopefully I'll see you up there.
Yeah, I don't know if I have credentials to I did get them, but I just right now, Hunter, it don't appear that I'm gonna make it up there. Unfortunately, yeah. If it was at USM, I just got some family matters to deal with. If it was at USM, which is like what an hour away from me, anyways, it's about an hour and a half, 4 hour, to go up there. But I certainly will be watching, and like I say, I plan on going live on TikTok because I I don't necessarily want to chance it going live on Facebook because
Yeah.
you're not supposed to, I guess, stream, NFHS. But anyways, Gulfport, I was wondering if they were going to leave today or go tomorrow morning, since they play at 7, but I saw they left today.
Yeah, they did. They left today. Yeah, I just had I had a few other things I had to do with the newspaper and the delivery and all that. But yeah, no, I got the both Harold and I. We're going to be on the radio tomorrow. We're covering the game on the radio, so it's G96.7. You can find us on supertalk.fm. If you guys want to follow the game, at least from there. I know you'll have it on TV or on live stream, but yeah, I know it's a long trip, but I definitely, I think that I definitely I would love the fact that we got the opportunity to cover the game on the radio, and they gave us the opportunity to do that. So.
Yes, yeah. I was wondering why, because like I say, back in the day when I was calling high school football, again, my first state championship game was Tupelo, was Lumberton, and they just wanted their game called on the radio, and they said okay, and they asked me and Wayne to do it, Wayne and I, and we did. It was like that Friday afternoon, like tomorrow. I mean, like today, it was at 4. It was some odd time. It was like 12 or 2. But anyways. Yes, I called Lumberton. In fact, should have been coaching. Me and Wayne called St. Stanislaus State Championship in 2009. So I called right. Picayune when they came up short. So there's been several state championship games.
Well, I still remember it. I was the offensive line coach and fumbled on they did. Jeremy Liggins fumbled on the 1 yard line. We picked it up, and the next series we brought it home. So.
You see Matt's on here from Diagorio from WLOX. Matt, if you want to come on the show, I'll pop that QR code up there. I don't even have to send. It's a new thing, Hunter, that I figured out. So I already had one person come on here. But yeah, if you scan that QR code, now he may be obviously working. What time is it? It ain't the news is over with. But
Matt works 24/7.
I know. I haven't had him on the show, but I'm sure he's going to be up there. I see him at the state championship games.
I told him, I said, yeah, Matt, keep working that hard. And when you get to be our age, yeah, he'll be, that'll run you down. So, right.
Yes. But yeah, I appreciate you joining on. And again, that's the QR code that it's easy to scan. I don't have to text the number. I mean, I still text to get somebody on, but yeah, for Gulfport to go up there the night before, again, I didn't know if it would or not. It just like when Gulf Coast went to Northwest, where it's a 4 or 5 hour drive. You don't want to, and it's the hour is a 2 o'clock kickoff, so you don't want to drive all the way up there. So,
the kids it'll be, it's just a little bit groggy. Like when I was at Stanislaus, we went up the night before and stayed on the one of the hotels right near the stadium in Jackson, and it's just kind of, and plus it was really cold up there in 2009. It was actually snowing the night before. So you just want to be able to get, and you go through a practice. I think they had a practice, like Starkville High gave them a practice facility where they could just go through walkthrough and all that. So it's
we need Matt to come on. Man, Matt, you need to come on and tell us where. I mean, you can watch it on it, but from what I understand, I thought it was audio only. I thought I read somewhere, but Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network, I don't even know exactly. I know they show, I think, the Pelicans and the other sports, the Braves. I think the Braves are on there, but and I'm sure Matt's going up to the game, or at least somebody, maybe a Cody, I think his partner there, that does the sports show. And of course, Ansley, I'm sure, will be going up there for WXXV. But yeah, it's QR code isn't working. Oh, let me see. I don't know why. I had somebody up there. Let me see if that one works. See if that one works, Matt. Or I got you. Do I have your number?
There were some good games from what I've heard so far. I heard the first day Brookhaven beat West Point, and then and then Columbia won today in a low score from what I heard. So
Yes, that was 15 seconds left in the game. Columbia scored a touchdown. That was great. That was, I mean, nobody's going to say a 6-0 game. I mean, Columbia, and people were talking about, Poplarville, they would have scored 2 or 3 times in that game if they had played. They beat Columbia, but who knows?
Both Poplarville and Pass Katrina have to feel good about it that they were beat by the state champion. So that's if you're going to lose the game at all, you want to lose to the state champion. So
Yes. I'm trying to see. I know I got them on the X.
I'll be talking to you for a second. I'm gonna go put the phone down for a minute.
Okay. There, Matt. If you're still there, I sent it to you via X. I don't know why the QR code. It worked earlier. Somebody popped in and then they popped out. But so I don't know why the QR code. In fact, let me see. I can try it myself. Let me see. I clicked on it. Enter studio, accept all cookies. So I don't know why I allowed them. And again, you don't have to have your picture shown. You don't have to have your. So yeah, I'm in. So I don't know. Matt. Hopefully he can join us here to come on. But so, anyways, as far as what time? As far as the matchup, I know you had Coach Pennock on the HD Experience. I shared it. That's on podcast. You can find it on our timeline that I've shared and go back to. There he is. So we're gonna bring him on now. There he is. All right, Matt from WLOX. Good. So how's it? You fixing to head up there tomorrow?
So Nigel's going up for us. Nigel Whittington, our sports guy. He'll be up there. Yeah, I'll be in studio. But we'll at 6 p.m. He'll be up there. We'll get a little preview of everything that's going on up there. And then for the game, Gulf Coast Sports Entertainment Network. I think it's 13.2 if you have an antenna.
Okay.
Called The Bounce, I think.
So unfortunately, the only state championship game not on WLOX Bounce is the Gulfport game. But with that being said, the Gulf Coast Sports Entertainment Network runs from, I think, the tail end of Georgia over to Alabama. So the entire state of Alabama gets the game. Mississippi, everybody in the state of Mississippi will get the game. And then everybody in the state of Louisiana will also get the game. So you're going to have the most eyes potentially on it. I think, if you don't have an antenna, I don't necessarily know how it works there. But, it is a part of our Gray TV package. So, I think they should be. I think it's 13.2 is the channel.
Yeah, I have to tune in to. Like I said, I was able to I got subscribed to the NFHS package.
Yeah.
For $7, somebody gave me that. So in case it's not on, but it's I was able to watch it on TV tonight.
And not that I'm promoting any bars or anything like that, but I could obviously tell you guys if you want to share some bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean that's part of it too. Yeah, so with certain TV packages as well. A lot of restaurants should get Gulf Coast Sports Entertainment Network. I do know the state of Louisiana is a little farther ahead with that channel. So they have it on everything. I think down here they're still trying to implement it. So only parts of the coast. I think once you get up into that West Harrison area, it goes dead for a little bit. But they're definitely trying to work on that. And tomorrow we're gonna see just the capability of that channel because I think it is the newest channel part of that package.
Well, didn't last year that network that the Pelicans were on got canceled or something like that?
So no, that is the Gulf Coast Sports Entertainment Network. Yeah, and that's all owned. So that's all owned through our parent company, Gray TV. The Pelicans play 80 of their 82 games on there. And then we do some stuff on there. Fox 8 over in New Orleans does, WAFB over in Baton Rouge. So we kind of all pitch into that. Yeah, so the Louisiana state titles will be on there. But, the lone Mississippi state championship that is airing on that station just happens to be the Gulfport Tupelo game.
Nice.
So it's not good. So why is that? Why?
Uh,
Because it's not. You said it's not going to be on Bounce like it
Yeah,
normally is.
so
It's on this.
Bounce has a conflict with. There's something else on Bounce where they were saying like, oh, we cannot carry that state title game. So this was the alternative. However, I will say more eyes will be on this game,
Yeah.
just regionally and geographically. It's tough because in this market where everyone wants to see it, not everyone is going to be able to get that channel, right?
42 years in the making, and
Yeah,
it's
right.
not going to be. So, can you watch as far as can you find it on the computer? Can I log into something?
If you have a cable package or anything like that, and you just type in the Gulf Coast Sports Entertainment Network, you should be able to find it. And it should be free, honestly, because this channel, like I said, it's brand new, like within the last year and a half.
So it's not on WLOX.
It is not directly on our ABC or CBS affiliate, but it is a part of that WLOX like overarching package. It's like in the 13 point something range there.
So what do I type in? Gulf Coast Entertainment.
Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network. It's the GCSEN. So anywhere, if you guys listen, I don't know how many people are watching Pelicans basketball these days, but if you're an avid watcher of Pelicans basketball, it's the same place where you get that. Yeah, they kind of.
Well, especially with Zion being out for however long he's going to be out for. So,
yeah, no.
Is that again?
Yeah,
he had a hamstring or something.
Yeah. Devin Booker, Moss Point alum, will be coming to town though on the 26th and 27th.
The 27th. That's right.
Yeah, he actually. I mean, the NBA has really helped out Book. He's been able to come home around Christmas the last few years.
And Matt also too. Before that game, I think West Harrison is playing. Before that, like in the early afternoon or so,
at the Smoothie King Center.
Yes,
I wouldn't be surprised. They've been doing a really good job at getting teams from around Mississippi and Louisiana in the venue.
West Harrison, I believe, with West Harrison and Long Beach, both of those high schools are playing. I believe Chalmette and West Jeff or something like that.
Okay.
I'll look into that. I'll text you.
So I'm typing it in.
Yeah.
Matt, you said Gulf Sports and
Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network.
Gulf Coast.
Gulf Coast. GULF. Yeah. Just Gulf Coast and
Sports and Entertainment Network.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm just trying to see if I can.
If you type in. Here, you want to? I can give you the exact. I can give you guys. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm testing it to see if. That'll be a big surprise come 7:00 that I'm trying to tune in. I know you said it was. I saw the write up that it was going to be on, but I said, well, I'll just watch it on Bounce. And now you're saying,
so we were under the impression, I believe, until this morning, that it was going to be on Bounce, and then there was a programming issue, which is what moved it over to the GCSEN. Here,
how to watch golf. Okay, I see here. It says how to, the first thing that comes here. Up. It says how to watch, and now I'm at Cord Cutters News.
Yeah. You're kind of doing that. Okay, it's 13.6 and 51.3. That is over the air. If you are on cable, it's DirecTV. It's channel 1759 in HD, 759 in SD, 676 if you're streaming on your phone or tablet. Sparklight, it will be channel 29.
You said DirecTV 750.
Not seeing the online option for it, so it may just be 13.6 cable, 51.3 cable, channel 29 if you have Sparklight, or 1759 on DirecTV, or 759 in SD, or 676. That would be your chance to stream there.
Or
if it's on DirecTV, then I can maybe stream it right here on the people for the people.
For the sound, Matt. Matt, the sound. Supertalk.fm.
Yeah, you can listen to it on the radio. Are you on the call for that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, Yeah, I was up in Starkville last week. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
not just going up.
You're the old Miss cover. Well, at least
I do. I mean, honestly, everything
on the lane train.
Yeah. I mean, how crazy? Yeah, everything continuing to go on there. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, and this is all. It's a fascinating thing, right? Because you look at it and you get two players in this Gulfport Tupelo game that are both going up to play at state.
Yep.
You know.
Running
And
back.
that is going to be their home stadium, and they're going to be fighting for reps against one another next year.
Right.
And Crosby might be more of a change of pace back in that game, and or not in that game, excuse me, in that role up at Mississippi State. JJ Hill trying to fight for legitimate carries as a freshman. I know that Jeff Lebby and their staff really like him up there too. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Compete with Bothwell and Booth, you know. So
yeah. And it also.
It matters running back room. So
it matters who Mississippi State also retains, right? Because Fluff, I mean, these guys are going to get some calls. You know, they continue just to create higher and higher resumes. So, and more accomplished resumes. So yeah, listen, both Crosby and Hill, when they get up there, I do think, you know, they're gonna have a chance to make a mark. But yeah, you could be looking at red shirts. So this is an opportunity, though. You're playing in front of the staff that brought you in earlier this week and made it official. You get to show off in front of their entire room, in front of the entire staff, what you can do in a big time game, in a big time situation, right? Against the best of the best in the state. So yeah. I mean, that's.
There is a lot of things too going into that scenario, like you said, Matt. I mean, you know, I think the red shirt's probably going to be eliminated by the NCAA this year too, but that's just going to add another year because they're going to get 5 years of eligibility.
They could. I mean, yeah. Listen, I'll tell you. I think a lot of this is going to get moved to 2031 and 2033 when all these TV deals come up and when the portal deals come up and all that stuff. So I think there's a few more years until that. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, it'll be fascinating. You know, I think what an opportunity this is especially for people up in Starkville to see their two future running backs go head to head against each other.
That's
all the marbles on the line, against two of the best defenses, not just in 7A, but in the entire state of Mississippi. And I think I would take both of their fronts against almost any team in the region. So you know, when you look at that and your two running. I don't want to say running heavy teams, but really you got your two best players on the field are the running back at each time, you know, at any time. So yeah, I mean, it'll be a fascinating dynamic in that game. And I think it's something that really it's going to, the better running back is going to be, is going to help win the state title. So
I agree. But I also think the better quarterback that's able to manage the game, like Parker Nettles, who's been showing up a lot.
Yeah,
better.
For sure.
You know, he's throwing 6 interceptions, but he threw 4 of them, actually 5 of them in the first 2 games. After that, he hasn't done anything except for the 1 interception he threw in the playoffs to end the half. But that was otherwise he's been managing the game properly all the way through. So
I spoke about this tonight on air, and it's a point that dates all the way back to before the season when I spoke with Blake Pennick. He said for the first time in his career, his defense is better than his offense. He's never had a team like that in the past, right? And for him to say that,
saying a lot there, Matt. That's
right, exactly. For him to say that tells a lot, right?
Yeah.
In this Gulfport defense, they're almost every single one of them is coming back. They're so sophomore and junior heavy. But this is a chance, really. I mean, you've seen them grow up after that. After they started 1-2, and think about it, they've outscored opponents 175 to I believe 37 in the last 4 games. Right? Like that's a fascinating stat. And I think that goes into the defense. It's unbelievable complementary football, first of all. But number 2, the defense has played so spectacular. The takeaways have given Gulfport the football in plus territory. Also, the defenses have been producing points, right? Like, and so when you're doing that, you can go on these 21-0 runs in 5-6 minute spurts. And that wins you a football game right there, right? It's like in baseball. If you could hit 2 home runs in an inning and you were trailing 3-1 entering the inning, and now you're up 5-3, 6-3, right? The ball game is in your hands at that point. And Gulfport's been able to do that same thing. So
I told live scoreboard on Jackson just about 30 minutes ago, you have a team that has accumulated 156 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
33 and a half sacks, 14 interceptions,
Yeah.
15 forced fumbles and fumble recoveries, and 56 put downs. That's more than any
Staggering.
team here. Exactly. That's video
Staggering.
games. That's video game stats.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, I'm really, you know, this is Cooper Crosby's chance to win this ring, right? But Blake Pennick knows looking forward, next year, this team has the ability to be even better, right? You're bringing back, when you're bringing back 10 or 11, maybe these higher defensive
players.
starters.
They're bringing back
Yeah,
some good
and that defensive, I'll say, like, I do think their defense is the best in the state. And you're talking about, I don't even know if they have maybe one senior starter total.
Andre Peters.
Yeah,
Peters is the only one.
Yeah, and so but these guys like Peyton, he's quite possibly going to emerge as
sophomore.
Serious, right? He's a sophomore, and he's returning picks for 70 yards against real opponents. Like
your defensive lineman Lawrence Robertson, sophomore. What's his name? Haley and DeAndre Williams is a junior.
Yeah,
Causey's a junior. I mean, those guys are beasts.
Yeah, I mean there's a chance you're looking over the next 2 years following this, right through this recruiting cycle, but in the class of 27 and 28, you're looking at 5 or 6 guys who are signing to FBS schools, and almost every single one of those players who's starting on this defense right now, they're going to be playing at least Thursday night football.
You're turning into your Mississippi Edna Carr.
Yeah. I mean, and you got to give a lot of credit. I think I want to give a lot of credit here to the athletic department there and the board there too, because when Blake Pennick got hired, he had, and it's similar, right? Like I don't necessarily want to relate this to Lane Kiffin and what he's done in what he did in Oxford and what he's going to try to do at LSU, but it's that blueprint. When you become the judge, the jury, and the executioner, you basically tell people what you need to have a successful program.
Give it out.
You bet on yourself. And you go out and do it. And that's exactly what Blake Pennick has done. And Matt Walters has bought into that. The board has bought into that, right? This was the year that Gulfport needed to have a season like this, and they went out and did it. And so, I mean, obviously you want to come home with that ring, right? You are playing a team that has 4 guys going to the SEC. It's going to be a challenge, and you are a younger roster, but they're doing this. You went out and you brought in a guy with like Parker Nettles to come in and man the offense. He's going to go play at East Mississippi. You have a 3-star running back. He's going to go play in the SEC, but then you have a young defense, right? And so yeah, the promise for Gulfport going forward, even after this game. I know they probably don't even want to hear this right now, but even after this game, the future is so bright for them, and they've got to be one of the favorites to just get right back here again next year.
Yeah. Well, and of course, you got to be careful with that. With they played 3 straight home games in the playoff. That doesn't hardly ever happen. Hardly ever. So.
You know, Hunter. I don't necessarily know though if that's gonna hurt them here. I think that this team, you got to think like they're not getting on a 3-hour bus to go play a road game, but they're still getting on the bus every single week to go play their home games. They're still having to go sit in a locker room that, it's not the most foreign locker room to them, but it's not the locker room that they sit in every day at practice. This is you're not playing. It's not George County who just goes from their field house out there. This is Gulfport going over to Milner Stadium, and they have to unpack the buses, unload the water coolers. This is what they do every week.
Well,
and so Gulfport is equipped. And we'll see if that stadium's done by week 1 next year.
I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be coming out.
There's a plan in place, but at some point next year they should be playing.
Matt, I'll tell you this though.
Yeah.
This in my lifetime, and yes, I've got a few years on you. In my lifetime, I have not seen a Gulfport in the trenches. The way that I've seen them this year.
Yeah.
I mean, just unbelievable. Just off the ball, dominating offensive line, defensive line. I mean, there's no Parker Nettles is getting no pressure. The defensive line, if you're not, if you're throwing the ball, you better be able to get it out within 3 or 4 seconds, or you're exposed, or your running backs are not getting more than 2 or 3 yards any time they're running. I just haven't, and I noticed that they asked him tonight in Jackson, where did I see that? They said, did you see that Ocean Springs? I said, no, I saw it at Pascagoula. because Pascagoula was the first time they really came out and they said, you know what, we've just been fooling around with these first 3 games. We're
Yeah.
going to come out, we're going to dominate, and they did. And ever since then, and I told Matt on the week before, I said, yeah, I know you got a lot of these guys are Ocean Springs, this and that. They're Gulfport's going to take advantage of Ocean Springs, and sure enough, they did.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a fascinating thing because Brandon's defensive line is arguably the top defensive line. Just talking about the front four, right?
Sure,
They are arguably the best unit at that stretch, that position in the state, right? And then you saw it against Ocean Springs on the fits that they caused that offense. By the way, who had 2 pillars on the outside of that offensive line who are going to go play Thursday and Saturday football. So Gulfport was able to handle them, to your credit. But I think that also has to do with the way that Blake Pennick schemes. When he knows that there's going to be a difficult matchup, he finds 15 other ways to beat that defense. And it's a really genius thing. If you go out there and watch him, he has these guys so prepared when they go out there. When he's on the sideline, like he says very little, right? Unless it's a correction after the unit comes off. But when these kids go out there, they know their job and they're comfortable with the game plan. And all they have to do is execute, and they're going to win the football game. And listen, when you're outscoring opponents, 137 to whatever I said, to 27, whatever it was, 37 or 175 to 37 in the last 4 weeks. Like, I mean, obviously, it's going to work. It's working. It's a proven system that he has going. Can they keep it going? And I mean, tomorrow's going to be their toughest challenge yet. He said it the other day in an interview with us. He said it is going to be the toughest challenge. This is the best team that we faced all year. And no question about that. Yeah, like I said, 4 guys who are heading the SEC. That's no joke. So,
and the preparation, too. When I saw this against Northwest Rankin, because Northwest Rankin's coach, he and Blake were really tight, really good friends back in Clinton. And the way they mapped out the formations, Northwest Rankin was coming out with different schemes, different setups every series. Those guys were ready. They just bam, right like that. And so that I definitely agree with you on the preparation of the kids.
And that's what separates championship teams from non-championship teams.
Yep.
And it's why if you look back at Bray Hubbard in that 2022, 2023, 2022 Ocean Springs roster, they were prepared and they went out there and they that day they just got beat.
He said that. He said that Ocean Springs team, he said that to me last week on the podcast. He said that Ocean Springs team should have been up there too. So
they should have. I mean, the amount of talent there that day they got beat, right? And that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. It's football, right? That's gonna happen. But when 9 times out of 10, and for this stretch right now that they're on, it's been the last 10 times out of 10. The game plans have been magnificent. They've been tremendous. And there's a reason. This isn't by accident that Gulfport's having this success. They saw what didn't work in the first 3 games of the year, right? You had a really rough stretch.
Good teams. Against really good teams.
What was it? They played Laurel or Sumrall early on.
They played Picayune. They lost to them by 3.
Yeah.
They lost to Petal by 1.
Yeah.
On a missed field goal, and they barely beat Laurel.
And Laurel's a good team. Yeah, but
it went far in the playoffs. Every one of those teams went far.
I think if Gulfport plays Laurel again, it's 45-7.
That's easy.
But that's what my point here is that. That's how much this team has improved. That's how much they've matured, and that's how much they understand the system that they need to go execute. It's a proven winner, and they figured out the formula. And not every team does. You have very talented teams, and I think that was one of the things with Poplarville this year. You had 2 of the top 4 players in next year's 2027 class in the state of Mississippi, and they figured it out, I guess, at the end of the season. But they still midway through the year, that team was struggling to find their stride, especially defensively. And Sam Lejeune may be the top pass rusher in the country in next year's class. So and that's a different story, obviously. But talking about teams that find their stride, I mean, this Gulfport team is a perfect example of that.
You were saying, Matt, as far as looking ahead at next year, I want to look at with Cooper not there, Nettles not there. Who's you say they're not going to miss a beat per se on who's I don't know who their backup running back is. Who their backup
Frederick,
quarterback is?
Amaji Frederick. He's a
I
junior
can't,
this year.
I can't hear Matt for some reason.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me, Matt?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, you can.
Matt can't hear me.
Interesting.
Can you hear me, Matt?
I hear you perfect.
Yeah, I can hear.
I see Matt.
He just can't hear me.
I can't see him.
Oh, yeah, no, Matt. I was telling.
Translate for me, Hunter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
He was telling you. He was asking you questions about who was going to be the next running back and the next quarterback. And I was going to tell him Amaji Frederick is coming back next year.
Yeah.
He's been playing both, not only running back, but playing outside linebacker.
Yep.
And Wolverton, although I'm not really sure about, he's a freshman. I'm not really sure about Penix giving him the
Are you talking about at the quarterback position for Wolverton?
Yeah.
They really do like him.
He's good.
He throws a very good ball. He's athletic. I actually think he's more athletic than Nettles is. He's going to add more of a dual threat ability. You know, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, we might have 5 more rule changes. What?
He was a freshman. I was really happy that Penix started putting him in the playoff games.
Yeah.
Like towards the end, but
yeah.
Still, I don't know because I haven't really seen him. Other than those, pickup minutes, I guess in the last few years.
I what fascinates me here is the way that this high school portal, in quotations, I'll use them in loose quotations, works.
Yeah.
Because you're living in a world right now, and whether you have school choice or not, you're living in a world that you can somehow, some way, find a way to legally bring in a player that you want, and that's the world. And honestly, right, like there's pros and cons to that. But like in Nettles' situation, when you're bringing over a guy from a different state, I have no problem with that whatsoever, because you were just only bringing the talent here to this state. You're bringing it up to another level. And he's going to go play at East Mississippi, right? He's going to go play at EMCC, and he's staying here in Mississippi. It's a really good look for the state, and that could only happen if he was coming over here to Gulfport.
Let me update Matt with what we're covering. Matt, we were talking a little bit about.
I heard what y'all were saying.
Okay,
I hear you, Matt.
Yeah, because I went off and on. I don't know. I was looking up this GCAN. I don't know if I could find it. I was trying to find it, but anyways, about Gulfport. What's this thing now? Lately, it seemed we had Coach Pinnock on last few weeks because they've been winning, obviously.
Yeah.
And trick play. It seemed like every week he runs a trick play. Is that what
I'm telling you, that play that he ran against Petal, where he had to go to the sidelines. He had Parker. It was Hubs or Stubbs. He had Stubbs right about almost crossing the path, but then he went out past the numbers. I didn't know that was in the MHSA. I thought once you went past the numbers, even if you didn't go out of bounds, you had to go out of bounds in the play. But apparently, what Blake was telling me, he said, "Lo, as long as he doesn't step out of bounds." Is if he comes back past the numbers, he's a wide open receiver. He should be covered. So
it makes sense. It's logical. Other states have that don't have that ruled off. But I mean, if it's allowed, Blake Pennock is going to find.
And he made sure to talk to the referees before the game because of that play, and so it was that was interesting.
So what do you think? Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, this is the time of year where all the plays that you implemented throughout spring ball and throughout summer have to come out. Where you have these in your back pocket. Ben Johnson, the head coach now for the Chicago Bears, but the former OC for the Lions, said, "You know what? We can be up 40-6, but if we have these plays and we know that they're not going to, we want to put something else on film for teams to think about. We're still gonna run these plays, right? If they're a longer yardage situation, we're gonna do it. Now, if it's short yardage and you can use it as a 2-point play, there's no reason to do it. But I love what Gulfport's doing. They're putting more stuff on tape for these other teams to think about, right? So that when they go back to their X's and O's, they can just play right into it. I think it's genius.
Yeah. I agree with you. I really think though, if I'm Gulfport, though, they've not been so lucky on the kickoffs this year. I think they need to just pretty much pooch everyone out of bounds past the 35-yard line.
They did have a very good one to open or after they scored the first playoff game was against Northwest Rankin.
Yeah,
they had a very good kickoff there. But yeah, I mean, with the way their defense plays, why even give
a lot of times, especially against one of the best teams in the state, you're going to have your backs back there. And if you give a chance of somebody explosive, that's what they're looking for, especially the state championship game. So,
So I don't know if that's what the running back is. That who you are talking about? For Hayes, and will be the quarterback, and he'll be. Is that the name you mentioned? Was it Hayes?
Hayes, yeah. The backup running back's name's Amaji Frederick, and so. He's a junior this year. I don't know what the plan is with him next year, but I know that's the backup running back, and I believe I can't remember his first name, but the backup quarterback, who's a freshman, is something Wolverton.
Okay, yeah. That's who we were talking about, the freshman.
Yeah.
I saw him. There's time until then. Matt, do you have cable? Do you have DirecTV over there?
Yeah, I have DirecTV.
Yeah, you can get it on your TV.
Yeah, I was looking for a way to stream it like on here, like we're doing. Yeah,
I think
now,
is there a way to access your DirecTV? I know this is a little outside football talk here, but is there a way to access your DirecTV account online? Because if you do that, I think you can. Yeah, so if you do that, I think streaming-wise, you can get it at 676. Let me just make sure that that's the correct thing.
Let me go back because you gave me 1750. Let me see.
Yeah, so that's for the TV. That's for the TV channel. So the TV channel is 1759. The streaming channel is 650 or 676. So if you're able to access your DirecTV account online or on a tablet, I believe you can shift down and go to 676. That's my understanding.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing now. That's why when y'all were talking, I was trying to be prepared because now all of a sudden you threw, I say a curveball.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew y'all posted about it. Now I didn't know it wasn't going to be on Bounce, and I'm sure some people may not know. I could just drive up there and be on the sideline, but I just let me see because I was going to stream. Let me see 676.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's let me see. I'm gonna let me see. No, I don't want that. I want this. Let me see. Oh, where'd my thing go?
Someone's got some.
All right, see, can you?
Yeah.
So right there is where.
That's it.
I don't know if we can.
Right there. That's it.
Let me see. But I'm gonna have to. Let me see if I can scroll over to see. Let me see. 4:30 a.m. Fox game Friday night.
Friday night in the booth. That's their show
12.
over there.
Yeah, but our game started at 12.
Oh no! So okay, so those games are going to be on Bounce. Yes, those games are going to be on Bounce.
But now 676 is the Nets and Pelicans
at 7 p.m. Yeah, so what's going to happen is programming wise, I believe it's going to override. So let me just.
All right, that's breaking news from Matt. That is breaking news.
I don't want to promise anything, but this is what I. I put it on air tonight. Let me just make.
Oh, sure. You did? I didn't watch it. I was watching.
Yeah,
the game,
so that Nets Pelicans game is actually a 4 p.m. tip. So we'll have that game on Gulf Coast Sports. That 4 p.m.
Because if it's on there, I could stream it on here for those who may not. I streamed on TikTok earlier. The NFHS. I was taking a chance because you read, hey, you can't stream it. Now, even though I've seen other people stream it on Facebook, I didn't want to stream it on Facebook.
That'll be a winnable Pelicans game. They're 3-10 against the Nets. The Nets who are like 4-12 20 or something like that?
Yeah,
Or-
actually, you want to know what's
Oh.
crazy is the Pels are still 2.5-point underdogs tomorrow night
Oh, really?
against the what are they? Are they the last place?
The Brooklyn Nets, right?
Yeah, hey, listen, the Brooklyn Nets won a game 2 games ago. They're 4-6 in their last 10. And I'm not a big basketball guy. Fun fact for the people out there, like it's about the one sport that if I don't have to sit down and watch a lot of, I'm not
Come on.
complaining. I mean,
You're from Boston. Come on, man.
I know. Well, I mean, I can sit down and watch every Celtics game. I mean, I do sit down. I listen. I sit down and watch every Pelicans game. But I think maybe that's what's taking it out of me right now is having to watch that, right? And you're keeping up with McGowan's and the Jeremiah. Well, I like Jeremiah Fears in the Journey and same with Derek Queen. But yeah, when you're having to deal with some of these characters over there, Micah Peavy, like, it's just been a lot of development over the last 3.5 years over there. So take it out of here.
And if you can't get out to a Breakers game, that's
I've been going to a lot of hockey games too. I've been covering a lot of Breaker stuff. Yeah. I think they're on the road this week, I think they're in Topeka, Kansas, playing the Scarecrows.
Yeah.
But I think most of
you
this
able
audience
to watch the any of the games yesterday or today, the high school game?
I stayed tuned in. I was more today. My day revolved around Jace Matthews. That was my big story of the day. I was up there in Greene County, and man, what a scene that was. I know you probably want to talk about those state title games, but I just want to take a sec to congratulate him because I'll tell you, as of this morning, he had no idea where he was going to sign. This was one of the highest, I think, the highest remaining player in the state of Mississippi yet to sign. I think a top 5 highest rated player in the country still yet to sign. A lot of pressure on him. He told me that he talked with Deuce Knight, and Deuce told him to keep his head up, and eventually he decided to go to Ole Miss. And I think really what pushed it over the edge is his cousin is Dante Moncrief, who obviously spent a long time in the NFL. He was a Sunday player for a while.
Moncrief's he's still the receiver coach at Ole Miss, right?
He's a recruiting assistant up there.
Yeah.
So but there's rumors, and I can't confirm any of this, but there are rumors that Derek Nix is going to come over from Auburn and be on that Ole Miss staff, which if that's the case, plays heavy into Jace's decision, obviously. And also, I just want to put it out there, and I'll say this because I did say it at 6 p.m. today. I do think there's a world where Deuce Knight ends up in the portal and ends up at Ole Miss. Yeah, and you're looking at it. You're looking at a Jace Matthews Deuce Knight connection. Those two are very close, and they would have loved to play against each other. They had
Matt. 2 weeks ago when Derek Nix was on the sidelines watching Cooper Crosby. That's when I thought Cooper was gonna, because I'd heard the same rumor that you did that Keith Carter was into bringing in Derek Nix to the offense, and I thought that maybe that was something that could happen at least. But
I think that those talks have really heated up there, and I do think that played a little bit of a factor in Jason's decision. Now, Jace spoke within the last 48 hours. Jason spoke to Texas A&M, Mississippi State, LSU, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, and of course Auburn, right? So those are 5 legitimate SEC schools, SEC programs. But more of those teams than not have new coaches in the last week and a half. And that is an impossible decision. And these poor high school kids are having to go through this where you have no idea who's going to be in place by the time that you sign, right? I mean, listen, Heidelberg plays tomorrow, right, Matt? Heidelberg, those kids up there, like a bunch of those kids who ended up, they're young right now, but who end up signing, like that's a group next year that when you look at that, if they go on a run like that they've done so far this year, I mean, that's a team that's going to have the same type of problem that Jace Matthews had today.
Yeah. When's the portal start, Matt?
It opens January the 2nd. I want to say January the 2nd.
That's what I thought. I thought it was either the 2nd or the 6th, but okay.
It's somewhere. Yes, I believe it's the 2nd. Okay. I believe it's January 2nd. Yeah, and so that's when the madness starts. And you're going to see a lot of former Coast players, who played in state titles, who are JUCO guys who are going in the portal, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
What game surprised you in the 4 game, or even today? I mean, West Point losing. That's the game. That's
the game. Yeah. West Point. From everything I was told, West Point had had one of its best rosters, and now I don't want to say anything out of pocket, out of hand here, but
out of their 30 state championships.
I know. No, one of its best rosters in recent years, though. I mean, they were really good. I mean, they've been really good, years. But yeah, the people up there, especially the TV people specifically that I spoke with, thought there was no way West Point was going to lose, and that happened. I actually, you want to know? You guys can give me breaking news right now. I still have not seen who won the Hattiesburg game.
Well, I could tell you the opening drive, Hattiesburg got the ball. They fumbled the ball. Hattiesburg fumbled. Warren Central scored 7-0. Hattiesburg still first quarter. They put up 14 points, 14-7 Hattiesburg.
Yeah, I thought at halftime
and
it was like only a touchdown.
Then also Warren Central scored 14 unanswered points themselves to make it 21-14. Then at the end of the half, they scored late, 21-21. And then it was all Brookhaven after that. I'm sorry, Warren Central. Warren Central was all Warren Central after that. I'm sorry, it was 28-28 at halftime. Well, Warren Central came out the second half and scored on their opening drive. Hattiesburg got it. They scored to make it 28-28. It was 21-21 at halftime. They both scored, and then Warren Central scored, and then Hattiesburg didn't score, and then Warren Central scored to make it go up by 14, and Hattiesburg with still early in the game, late in as far as the quarter of the game, they went for it inside their own 30-yard line on a fourth down play.
Wow.
They didn't get it. Warren Central scored, so all of a sudden it wasn't close. It was there were some great plays, but defense didn't show up. It was 90 points, 56-34. Warren Central defeats Hattiesburg, who now back-to-back state championship losses. They're 0-7 now in state championship games. They won, 1924 a conference game or so. But the thing of it is, they're 8-0 in South State games, but then they're 0-7 in championship games. New head coach there. I mean, he did a great job from Valdosta, Georgia.
Yep.
A powerhouse school. He was defensive coordinator. Now he's a head coach at Hattiesburg. And, losing their quarterback. And Keys did play tonight. Keys scored a touchdown. He hasn't played all year, or he played 5 games.
Tristan Keys played tonight.
Keys. Yeah, he scored a touchdown. He's only played I think they said 5 games, 6 games.
Yeah. Well,
so he scored in every game.
I know he had been banged up, and I'd heard through the grapevine that there was kind of an agreement with Tennessee to shut him down, and so obviously that was maybe they went back to the drawing board there and said, "Hey, I'm playing for a state title." I'm actually really surprised by that. That's shocking to me. For everything that I was told, I thought that there was 0% chance that he was suiting up tonight. But I'm glad to hear that he did, because that's the right thing. That's the right thing. Your team, you're grinding there. And yeah, I'm shocked that they lost. I'm shocked that they lost with him in the lineup. You said they put up 36 points, 34 points,
28.
34. Yeah, they missed the extra point. 34. Yeah, they missed the extra point.
34.
So
okay,
it's 56-34. But they score. I mean, Warren Central was just running, give it to the quarterback. I mean, I don't have his name written down, but I mean, he was awesome there. And of course, Clay had the call. Clay Sweet had the call on the TV. So, of course, Picayune, who just lost to Hattiesburg the week before, so he was familiar with Hattiesburg. So, yes.
I really want to see the game film on the Columbia game, too, because I just can't believe it was that tight. I mean, 6-0. I'm sure it was a lot of defense, all the way across the board.
Turnovers. Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't watch the whole game.
Okay, see, I didn't realize it was just a big turnover game. So
you kind of saw that in the game against Pass Christian with them, though, and then in the second half they flipped that switch on. It's when you have to play Poplarville and the next week turn around after an intense environment, an intense game like that, when you're so focused on stopping Ty Keys. I mean, that has to be one of the most difficult things you could do at any level. Stopping such a run-heavy team where the guy is just going to keep running it down your throat. It's going to exhaust your defense, and that's all you're focused on. And then have to go and do that again. Yeah, you're going to force turnovers, but especially at the 4A level, when you got kids that are playing both sides of the football, that's difficult to rebound like that. I did see a Columbia player won the MVP, Trey Lewis. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'm not sure his last name. I had to look and see, but yeah, Columbia. I believe that's who it was. I don't know his last name.
Yeah.
I would have to
Yeah.
check it out. But
Yeah.
yes, they won their third title, and again with 15 seconds left, that they scored, missed the extra point. Oh, they went for two.
Okay.
And they ended up not getting it. So yeah, that's 6-0. That's I would have to check to see.
Win at any cost, right?
Yes, in fact, Trey, I'm looking at it now. It is TRA Lewis that won the
yeah.
the 4A the
Yeah.
South there. So yeah, it'll be it. What do you have? You have a score prediction for Gulfport?
For tomorrow? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say score. Yeah, I'm sure I am. But
you're not. Okay, if you're not, I know you're supposed to be for Gulfport. I mean, you could be for.
I actually think it's going to be a 28-24 type ball game tomorrow.
You
saw my prediction. What do you say? You saw my 27
what was your prediction? 27-23, right?
23.
You guys know this is going to be either a 7-3 ball game or a 56-54 game now that we're saying this. That's what's going to happen. I do. If Gulfport plays the way they've played, I understand Tupelo is as talented as they are, right? Personnel wise, coming off the bus, that team is intimidating, and on the paper, that team is intimidating. But Oxford showed you last week, and Oxford was playing some of the best football in the state of Mississippi. I want to preface by saying that, but Oxford showed last week, if you execute against this defense, you can find some holes there. And Gulfport, I'm sure watching that film, Blake Pennick saw exactly what Knox Kiffin was doing, and they spread the football around a lot in that game. And they're going to have to rely on, I know I talked about the better running back that their team is going to win, but you're going to have to be able to spread the football around if you're Parker Nettles. You have to rely on it. You have to be able to trust him to make long throws to the sideline and really open up those running lanes for Cooper Crosby. And that's in my opinion. So I'm not a football coach, but I see a lot of football, and I think that's the way that I would look at it if I was Gulfport. That's your key to success. Really, really, you can't let that defense just sit back and wait for Crosby. So you're gonna need Parker Nettles to spread the football. Can he do it? We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been playing good. I mean, I know he hasn't turned the ball over all that much here lately, so. Right. He's been going again on the trick plays. What do you the over under is 2.5. So is it going to be over 2.5 or under 2.5 trick plays
for just Gulfport or for the game?
For Gulfport,
I'm going to say
they're going to run 3 or run 2.
I'm going to take the under there.
I'm going to take the under there. Yeah,
I think
they're going to at least run something.
Blake Pennick has coached in a lot of big games.
They'll do a flea flicker.
He's coached in a lot of big games. And he knows what it takes to win them, and he knows what it takes to lose them. And I don't think he's going to do anything that is going to potentially put his team and take the ball out of his best player's hands to try to do something that tricks the defense. When you're going against,
he might throw a Cooper Crosby halfback pass like he did.
That's fine, right? Like I would trust. Listen, if you're putting the ball in one of your best players' hands, I'm okay with that. But you better not be doing a triple reverse with a third string wide receiver and tossing it down there to Parker Nettles.
Fake jet reverse flea flicker.
That would be.
It's his first time as a head coach at a state championship game, so I'm sure the nerves will be there. The nerves have to be there.
Absolutely.
I mean, is he getting sleep tonight? I mean,
Remember what I told you, Matt. No paralysis by analysis, because that'll happen, and you don't want your kids to overreact, to be all caught up with all the emotional things. Just go ahead and make sure you do what you've done all year: dominate from the line, dominate from the trenches. So
yeah. I mean, a lot on the line, and you got to treat it like another game. 1-0, and that's what they preach over there. They're good at it. But like you said, Matt, I just want to really, really quick reiterate that, because I think that was a phenomenal point that you made about Pennick. That pressure, I think maybe more than the kids. If I was in his shoes, I would feel it, because you have put so much, and so many people have invested so much into this, and you are on the precipice of doing exactly what you promised to everybody. And he made a real risk. He took a real risk leaving that program at Ocean Springs.
Yep.
Everything that he built from the social media element to it, from the player element, from the buy-in from the athletic department, and he jumped to one of their rivals. And he said, I think that this is a place that I can win at. And he is now doing it after having districts or the entire district come around him, all the athletes buying in, changing their schedules completely, where this is exactly what we need to do to win, right? And now tomorrow is the chance to make all that come to reality. So, yeah.
And he has the coast on him, that is looking for a coast team, like you say, to win a state championship at the highest level, at the biggest class, 7A. Like I told Hunter earlier, the last team to win it was Moss Point in 2000. That was 5A. That was the biggest class. Now they went in 2001 and lost, but a team from the coast to win in the highest classification was 2000. So 25 years ago, hey, put the coast footballs on the map. And again, I know we overlook it. He goes there, and so happens if he lose, he still won. The South State Championship. Still a great season, but yes, the pressure, like I say, is there, and I'm sure he'll be sleeping tonight like a baby. I don't know, be thinking what's happening, but. What are you doing tomorrow, Matt? What are you going anywhere to interview?
No, so we'll be in studio during our 6 p.m. show. We're going to be going back and forth. We'll take the viewers live up to Starkville. We're going to kind of get a feel for what's going on. See if we can maybe try to grab an interview, maybe with Matt Walters, the athletic director, or something like that. But Nigel and I will be talking he's up in Stark Vegas, and then at 10 o'clock we'll have highlights. And I'll kind of just be working on the storyline there, and then we're going to try to get you guys post game reaction too as fast as possible. I know that we have a couple of our sister stations up there as well that are going to kind of be working with us. So, we're going to try to do wall-to-wall coverage, or not wall-to-wall coverage, but get you as much coverage as fast as humanly possible. Because that is a drive for a lot of people from the coast. I will say this too. Last week during the Egg Bowl, it was fascinating, right? The people up in North Mississippi knew everything about the Tupelo Oxford game. And there was the question being asked about who even is still alive in the South, right? And it was Brandon and Gulfport, and I was kind of sitting there on my computer, and I was like, wow, these guys, man, I don't know if they understand just how talented these teams are,
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm talking specifically about Gulfport here, and Brandon's D line, but specifically about Gulfport, right? And Matt, the narrative is there, right? When you talk about the largest classification, and the last time you're there was 2 decades ago, like that's why the narrative is what it is. But they have a real opportunity next year, or this year, to say, hey, we're here, and then next year bring back that same roster and say this wasn't a fluke. Right. And so, what a chance it is.
It definitely is to do that. So again, they know now, Tupelo does. I know they got all these 17 players with D1 offers or some offers. I don't know, but Gulfport is playing, like I said, best ball. We shall see, what happens tomorrow in a matter less than 24 hours. Like you say, I don't know if you'll have time after the broadcast. If I think I'm going to go on live stream regardless. Hopefully it is a win. And again, to get the coast really, to have something to say with the win tomorrow night. So, but I will go on live, and if you can make it, that would be great. I don't know if again, you said the thing wasn't working, the barcode on there. That's why I sent it to you. I don't know, but and it worked still. Even that barcode that I sent you, the link that I sent you, you don't need a new one. It will always work to come back in the studio. So
awesome,
if you can, that'll be great. Again, win or lose, hopefully it's a win, but I certainly appreciate you joining us the first time here on the live stream. Of course, with Hunter, he might even get you on the HD Experience, the podcast.
You're always available, Matt.
Yeah,
you're always welcome. So.
Appreciate it, guys.
But during the season, that's why I say, if you didn't know, man, I normally share the other station that night, and then share you guys, because you guys have 3 episodes, that you cut them up.
Yeah.
So that's what I share them. I share my AD part. I share, of course, third, first, and then second. So when people go on the Facebook, they see the first, second, third.
Yeah.
That's just my odd way of doing it. But yes, I do share yours.
I wish our website did that too. Where sometimes you'll go on there and it'll be part 3 or part 2's first, and you're like, what the heck's going on there?
That's just the way I do it. But I certainly share your guys, on TikTok too, across all social media. So it's great to have you on here, and we can off
Thank you.
till kickoff, but I know it's just past midnight. And the last Friday night live stream, regardless, we got the 2 All-Star games coming up next week, Mississippi Alabama game at USM. I don't know if you're going. WX will be there. I don't know if you'll
I'll
be
be
there.
there. I'll
but-
be there for that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the
yeah,
following
well,
week at Milner Stadium. So the North-South game.
Yeah. Hey, have they mentioned that being the final Bernard Blackwell game at Milner?
No, because
No.
I'm not really sure. Unlike Tad Smith, I don't think they're going to blow it up for a little while. So
Okay. Yeah, I figured not. I just didn't know if they would change the venue.
I'm not sure that they're even going to change that. Because that's not run by Gulfport for that event. Just because Gulfport might make say, hey, let's do it here or do there, but that, from what I understand, until the MACC decides that they want to switch the venue, that's from what my understanding is. It's always going to be there, but
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that yet. So I'll find out for you.
Yeah, because I had the executive director on when I asked him about the All-Star selection, since people were kind of questioning that. He said having it at Milner Stadium has really improved the attendance record.
Yeah.
And they've had it there, I don't know how many years now at Milner Stadium.
It's been at least 15.
Been a
or so.
while. Has it? Yeah. So, it's been a great experience, is what he said during part of the interview that I had with him. So
Every time
I
I've
would
been
think
over
they
for the
would
game,
keep
it's
it
great.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like
yeah. Well, for the most part, yes. I've been there when they have a running clock because the field is so muddy. But hey, it's been played. There's been some great people get offers there. I've heard of players get on now.
I've seen it.
Yeah. There. So, but yeah, Casey Kanan, he got on the All-Star team, from Hancock. So we've had some great players this year that will be playing in that North-South game, along with the Mississippi Alabama game. So we'll look forward to that. But we'll take it in tomorrow, 3 games tomorrow. So especially that nightcapper, that's going to be something great. So I hope to have you back on there, Matt. But I certainly appreciate you coming on tonight, and we will check you on the 6 o'clock news.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Matt. That was Matt DiArio from WLOX. I believe his first time appearance here on the live stream. And this wasn't planned. None of this was planned for her to come on. And but hey, we got several hundred fans on there, and I figure, hey, let's come on. And this is really, I said it last week, this is literally the last Friday night stream, because there's no game next Friday night. So I may stream the North, that South, if I'm not there at the North-South All-Star game, but I may stream that. And then, of course, the game will be on TV, and Mississippi Alabama game. But tomorrow night, I will pregame live stream, and I know you'll have your tonight's game ran late. Every night, it doesn't usually start at 7:10, but you guys will probably come on the air, 96.7 at 6:30 is what y'all playing?
Yeah, we're probably going to be on there at 6:30, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. So,
yeah. Well, see, I knew you were going to be. I know you didn't know at the time, but hey, Hunter, some things. Not saying it's superstitious, but hey, they need you there, because, like I say, don't think people don't listen just because you have radio. I mean, have TV and stuff. People do listen.
And of course, it was more or less going through, just like you talked with Matt about, people that they're not. The northern folks in Mississippi, not that I don't like them, but they don't necessarily know all of the media folks down here or anything like that. They're not exactly sure. So what the lady told me was, the one that was responsible for arranging credentials, she had to turn down a lot of people. And I said, well, I, of course, stated that we were with the Gulfport High School radio station and all that. And that our radio station represents Gulfport High School at every football game. And she said to me, she's like, well, you realize we've had a bunch of live stream people that said they were doing this and doing that for Gulfport. And, I got the Super Talk corporate people to call them up and mention all that stuff to them. But yeah, no, apparently there was a bunch of live stream people which you're not allowed anyway at a state championship game. If you want to live stream, you might as well, I think you have to pay regular prices as a fans because, all those booths, those radio booths and those press booths are just for working press. So.
Yes. I know because I've been going there since we started 2010. Every year, no. There's been a couple of years, majority of them, yes. And so, yes, they have cut down on people like that, on social media like that. They did give me a sideline pass, which I don't think I'm going to make it. I could drive it. It takes 4 hours, 3 hours, whatever.
Yeah,
to get up there.
We need the Don Hammock van.
Yes,
to
get up there quick.
Little Don Hammock van, the van to scuba.
Yes. So last year, like I say, I did live stream from the sideline, but I only live stream like at the end of the game when there's like 2 minutes left, or
I think you're allowed to live stream from the sidelines if you've got passes, but But you're not allowed to live stream up in the booth, and so you can't have like a booth just for shooting the game.
Oh,
it's
yes,
be, either camera or radio affiliated. So
yes, they did cut down on a lot of people because when you went to the website, the register, it said on there it has to be strict. And so again, Wayne got aside, and even if Gulf Coast football, I could get a lie for a radio station with MGCCC, I could have got on there, but I do have a pass, but the chances are not great that I'm gonna make it. I'm disappointed because it's gonna be a historic night, that Gulfport is playing in the state championship game, but hopefully again, I'm not, I'm confident enough to say, yes, I feel that they're going to win it. Hopefully they win it. We'll see how it goes there. But definitely, it'll be, I have to find out to make sure I have the channel that I can watch it. And I may live stream it again. If it's on this channel on DirecTV and not NFHS, then I can live stream it on this where we're at right here, for those who want to kind of go over the game while the game is going on or something. We'll see. But certainly enjoy the trip up there, Hunter. And are you riding? Well, I ain't got to ask you all that. I don't know if you're riding with your counterpart.
I'm actually going up by myself, to be honest with you.
But you're going to have your guy there, right? Your fellow radio.
Harold's coming up there, but he's coming. He's the play-by-play. But I think he's actually headed up there tonight. I'm not really sure. He and his wife, I believe, they're going up to Meridian or something like that for to spend the night over there. I don't really know that. I know I'm going to leave here about 10 o'clock, and then I'll get up to where my hotel is, and I'll check in and all that.
Yeah.
Then I'll head up. I'll probably be there right before dark. The only thing that I'm trying to figure out is the parking scenario, because I don't think they're going to park like where we park in college football games. We are parking like our media parking lot is right by the baseball field. It's very confusing in state because there's a lot of different areas in state to park at. And so I got to figure out where it's all going to be at. But
check that map that I have on the page. I haven't looked at it if it shows parking.
I took a look at it, and there isn't the map that the MHSA sent me didn't indicate it, but I think they have a map online that does indicate it. And so
I'm sure you'll figure it out to get it. Hopefully the weather's good. Again, it's going to be chilly. It is, but I don't think it's going to be raining. So
the weather down here is going to be a lot worse than up there, from what I understand.
Yeah. So. Yes. But this long in the making. We're going to take it all in here on this Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Last year was great with Poplarville winning the state championship. Gaucher was there. So once again, we have Gulfport there, and it's good to have it. The 7A class represented. So we'll get some rest, and if you could come, tomorrow night after the game, if I'm on, like I said, that link, as you just found, the link still it works. So if you happen to come on, that's great. If not, you don't feel obligated if you can't come on. So like I say, win or lose.
Yeah,
So
and I
we'll be
think
on,
the game will be done probably around about the same time frame as we're leaving right now. But yeah, I'll be able to come on. So it should be,
yes.
and even if I'm driving, I'll still have I'm driving down old 45. So.
But the real Gazebo Gazette is where you can find Hunter, and like I said, the on X at the Gazebo Gazette, and on HD Experience, the podcast, the growing up to be number one on all your podcast platforms. You go to type in the HD Experience. You can listen to all the ones. I think you're up to now. This will be your 14th one coming up,
15th.
something like that.
Yes, sir.
5th. I'm one behind. It'll be my 14th, right. But I'll be on Sunday. And we'll see after that if I'm on after, because football. Well, we have all-star games, but certainly enjoy it, Hunter. Appreciate you joining tonight. And again, Matt Diorio from WLOX. Great to have him on there. Again, I'll have the QR code up there tomorrow night for the fans who want to come on. It's for the fans. So have a good day tomorrow, and we'll enjoy the build-up to 7 o'clock kickoff for Tupelo versus Gulfport in the 7A state championship. So I appreciate you joining, Hunter.
Take care.
All right, you too. All right. So, yeah, I was fixing to be getting off till, hey, Matt, you can't pass up WLOX. Now, if we have a WXXV guy that's on there, we'll put him on there too. Ansley, she, not necessarily tonight, but tomorrow as it's 12:16. Been on here for about an hour, 45 minutes. But again, tonight, the 2 games, Columbia does defeat Kosciuszko 6-0 with 15 seconds left in the game. They score a touchdown. Went for 2, missed it, and third title for the Wildcats. And then Warren Central took care of Hattiesburg. It was 21 each at halftime. It was 28-28, and then that was it. 56-34. Warren Central wins their third state championship. The last time was in 1994, and then now 2025. So. Okay, WLOX. Yes, that was Matt Diorio from WLOX. If I'm messing up his name, but 6 o'clock news. I'll tune in at 6 o'clock news. I look to be on the live stream pregame. Probably it just depends what time they're saying the game will be kicked off. So if it's like tonight, it was like 7:30 they came on and kicked off. So if it's that late, then I'll usually come on maybe a half hour beforehand. Enjoy the fans to join to come on. The Morgans. There was 3 Morgan. Brothers, if not mistaken, and yes, one of them won. I'm not sure what the other. I know the other one lost, and I don't know about the third one. Thomas, I knew I read some headline that the Morgan brothers were coaching, and if not mistaken, they were all coaches. So, yeah, but Columbia, he was one of them. West Point, West Point, and actually West Point, I didn't know that this was their third time as far as three-peating. I mean, that's just crazy. That is just crazy for West Point. That stat is. This is the third time that they could have won 3 state titles. I don't believe it has ever happened in the state. Somebody could take the time to look that up. And what I'm saying is they won back in 87, 88, 89. They won in 2016, 17, 18. They won 23, 24. They didn't win yesterday, excuse me. So that's what I mean. They won 3 times twice, and they were trying for the third time to go 3 times. That is something great, very great there with West Point. Fortunately, they did lose. Give it to Brookhaven. The defense. West Point had that 9-point halftime lead, and then Brookhaven 31-19 was able to get it. So Brent Moss Point was the head coach, and then the other brothers, DC, have won Central, which yes, they won. And who's the third? Who's the third brother? What's he play for? Thomas. Because West Point lost, of course, Warren Central won, and then there's a third one. So tell me the third one before I sign off. Tell me the third one. So again, if it's on that DirecTV, if I can get it through DirecTV and live stream it on here. Oh, that's it. I thought there was 3 of them. One of them more. Oh, it was just 2 of them then. I thought there was 3. Why did I think there was 3? So I guess there's 2 of them. So there you go. But to have 2 brothers in the state championship game is the third one is okay. So yeah, the third one's DC at Warren Central, which he won. The other one was at for West Point, he lost. And then Columbia, right? Is that the third one? Is that the one that I'm? Yeah, you said right there. You said right. Okay, you're saying right. So there you go. 2 for 1. 2 of the 3. That's great. Too bad all 3 of them, but still to make it a state championship as brothers, that's awesome there. To have that happen. So to make it to state is a great. I mean, I know there has to be winners and losers, but you still won the North half or the South half state championship. So that's often overlooked when a team loses. You know, like a Hattiesburg, they've lost 2 in a row. They're 0-7, but they've won, South state championships, and I'm sure they would just go to. I did a poll question before. Would you want 1 state championship or go to 4 or 5 state championships and not win? So none of Morgan's is at Columbia, but let me check. Okay. But I did that poll question a year ago or so on that, and I may do it again. If your team, if I were to say your team is going to 1 state championship and win it and never make it back, is that good enough? Or go to 4 state championships and not win it, hence Poplarville. But Poplarville did win a state championship, so that was great. So win, that's what you would want. Win to win. If you go to 1 and win it and don't go back ever again, yeah, that's what I would pick. Or to say, hey, you're going to go back 5 or 6 times and you're not going to win. Unfortunately, that's what Hattiesburg is, 0-7 in this modern era, and but yet they're 8-0 in South State championship games. We'll see, but a great job there by Hattiesburg Coach Lance. I got his name. That great job there to get the team there. New head coach, first time coaching. He was defensive coordinator at Georgia, at Valdosta out of Georgia. So, all right, I will be on tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to go live early for the other games. I do not believe I will. As it knocks to be at Riley at 12. East Webster, Heidelberg. I may catch the last end of that one. And then, of course, Gulfport and Tupelo. I look to go pregame. Make sure you get your questions asked. And, hopefully, I'll find the live stream, because the way Matt was saying, I was trying to find it, and we'll see. This is not supposed to be on Bounce, of all the games, not to be on Bounce. And he'll be on at 6 o'clock. Tune in to WLOX. But he said 51.3 maybe on the satellite, and then on DirecTV he's saying 676 online, and I have that brought up, and I'm going to check and see tomorrow. And then 1759 he said on TV itself, on DirecTV, on the internet on DirecTV at 676. Because I hate to, for Gulfport fans to be watching the 2 games on Bounce, and all of a sudden they get bounced literally to where they don't get to watch Gulfport game. All right, thank you. Enjoy tomorrow state championship games. Leave your comments as I read them all from the live or on the replay. But that will do it tonight. The last live stream on Friday night until next year. But join us tomorrow night. 7A state championship. As you can see, Tupelo, as I disappear, against Gulfport. Appreciate it, Thomas, and all the viewers that are on there. I'm Coast Football. I'm Matt Stats, and I'm out.